Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to do a reading on what's your communication style. How do you communicate and how do others feel about the way you communicate? Now we have three options. This is option 1, the blue agate slice. Option 2, the rust agate slice. And option 3, the gray agate slice. Once again, this is option 1, option 2, and option 3. You can pause the video to decide which option you prefer, which one tickles your fancy. And of course, remember that the reading may not resonate with everyone. So if it doesn't resonate, you don't have to watch it. Sometimes in readings, there may be one or two messages that you're meant to hear. So if you're attracted to more than one option, then have a listen, because there might be a message in each reading for you, but it's only if you feel attracted to it. So yeah, let's get on with it. Hi, option 1, those of you who selected the blue agate slice, this is your reading. Okay, I'm using the Ramses Tarot. So let's see. I have one card that represents option 1's communication style. Oh, we have here the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so this will signify you, right? This is your energy when you communicate. Okay, now we're going to get another card that signifies how you feel you communicate. Oops. Okay, so we have here the Lovers. Get these thingies out of the way. And one more card for how others feel about your communication style. Okay. We have here the Knave of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles. All right, what I'm getting here is you like to share your knowledge. You like to help those less fortunate or those who seek advice, seek your help. You're more than happy to share your knowledge and wisdom with them. You hate to see someone suffer, someone not knowing, someone not being able to have the information that they need that can help them out of a sticky situation. You're more than happy to offer your services. You like to be the anchor for those less fortunate. And even though you may have a lot on your plate, you may have a lot going on for you, you're still happy to offer the help and service to others with your communication style, with help, with, I guess, with even with business, since these are pentacles. If there's any type of business advice or advice where financial advice, you'll be more than happy to help someone. And what's beautiful about this card, it's almost like this woman lives in this house back here, and it's a really nice house. She's well off, she's very comfortable. She's not turning her back away from those in need. She's actually helping them. She's more than happy to help. So she's humble as well, which is beautiful. Also grounded. So you have a laid back approach when you communicate as well. So it's not, you're not too pushy, you're not like forceful and demanding and controlling. You don't have that air. It's more grounded, very chill. You go with the flow. And also, if a person is not getting it, you're not going to get upset. What you'll do is you try to explain to them you try to get your point across in various ways in order for them to understand. There is that saying where you will be able to break something down so that even a child will be able to understand. You're also very loyal and faithful. So the information that you do give to a person is genuine. There's no hidden agenda. You're not worried about, oh, well, if I give this person information, they're going to do better than me, and then I'm going to be left out in the cold, or they're going to succeed more than I have. You don't have that air at all. You actually feel good when people excel. That's the energy around the way you communicate. Now, this is how you feel you communicate. The Lovers. Now, a choice. It's almost when you communicate, you feel that there's options. You feel that you are someone who sees things from different angles. So you're more like a mediator. But sometimes you feel stuck. It's like you are confident about what you're saying, the information that you're sharing, and the way that you communicate, but it comes from the heart. It comes from the heart. And sometimes you feel that you don't, it's almost like you feel that you don't get the message across the way that you want it to come across. It's like your mind is all over. You feel that your mind is all over the place. This can also mean that you feel that others' minds, people aren't really focused, and you seem to be someone that is more focused and balanced and can see through a situation, see patterns. And that stems from your grounded, trait. Because we have here 2 columns as well, which represents balance. So you do have a balanced view, balanced points, but you're not 100% like confident in the advice that you give, but it's perfect. It's wonderful, sound advice. It's almost like when you're done, you're like, damn, I should have said this, or that's how you feel, but it's the information or the advice that you give to someone is more than enough. It's more than enough. You actually, this is like also excess. It's actually in excess. You give so much information. It's like packed with knowledge and wisdom that can help people. You don't have to worry about, oh, what you didn't say, because it is completely jam-packed with wisdom. And they appreciate it. Now, with the Knave of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles, this is all about ideas. So this all makes sense. Also, I need to get back to this. It's loving. So you're coming from a place of love. You're coming from a place also, this is a card, a traditional Rider-Waite. It has the angel, which is also divine wisdom. So, yeah, it's just, you're such an great communicator, so selfless. Now with the Page of Pentacles, this is all about ideas. This is all about coming up with ideas and bringing it to life. And that's one of your strong points when you're communicating with people. And if they have a problem, you always have an answer. You have options, multiple options. It's almost like you don't even have to think hard about a solution, because you have many. You come up with many, right? And it's also, you come across as very incredibly wise, but you're also open to learning. So all the wisdom that you have, including the divine wisdom, you're thirsty for more knowledge. You're not cocky to the point where you say, well, I know it all and I don't need to learn anymore. You're open to learning, and you're open to sharing your wisdom. You also are grounded in chaos. So you're the right person to come to if there is chaos going on in your household, in the world, in the workplace, just other people's chaoses, or chaos in other people's lives, you're the person to come to, because you are so chill, grounded, and have answers and solutions, and incredibly loyal. The fan here, it's like you're calming and soothing. Very regal. All right, let's look at the Moonology card. This is Queen of the Moon. So where's my Harmonic? Ooh, that's too many. Oops, a flipper. So we have Faith, Worm Moon. Yeah, you bring hope and faith to those in need. It's like you shed light. You're a pillar of light, a beacon of light and wisdom. You're very nurturing as well, and extremely abundant with wisdom. People feel safe around you because also what the advice that you give, and just the way you communicate, you're trusted. It's like people feel that they can trust you, and because what the advice that you've given actually worked. It's honest and it actually works. Yeah, this is the moon here again. I'm picking up, you know, just that's just a strong divine connection and a connection with the cosmos. So again, you might have a knowing. You probably don't even know where all this wisdom comes from, like incredible wisdom on many topics. I'm getting from this that you could actually use your communication style and abilities to help many people in the world. This is something that you should probably look into if you're not already doing it. Because again, with the green, lush green grass here, it's all about like love. Your heart is so open and so full, and you're so giving. You're so giving of yourself to people. It's so beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna... Okay, sorry, my camera batteries went. Now we're gonna look at the spell casting oracle. Let's see what we got here. Whoops, okay, I decided to jump out. Financial health. Yeah, what I'm getting from this is, again, it's you can make money from this. You can actually make a career out of the way that you communicate. Public speaker, life coach, just anything spiritual. If you're into spirituality, you can be a spiritual leader as well. Just, I mean, there's a magnitude of things that you could do, right, using your gift of communication, but it's saying that you can actually make money from it, and that's what I'm getting from this card. I don't think that, well, some of you may be experiencing financial difficulties, and maybe this is an option to consider, like using your communication style to make money in whatever sector you desire. Because you are trustworthy, there's an air of, you know, honor, and you're very regal, and the advice that you give does work. So you can actually make money from this. There's room for financial growth. This looks like the money tree. So it's something to consider. It is something to consider and to look into. All right, I'm going to get an advice card from the Divine Feathers Oracle. Okay, this one. Okay, so we got the Peacock. Peacock. And it says inherent wisdom is emerging at this time. Watch it and ready yourself for a rebirth. So that's the peacock. Peacock is all about flashy. The peacock, like it needs to be seen because it's so beautiful and colorful. And then we have green here. There's lots of green. So green signifies of course the heart chakra, but also money. And then we have the blue here on the peacock, which is the throat chakra, which means communication. So I do think that, you know, people in pile 1 really need to look into using this gift, their style and gifts of communicating for the career. Because there's money to be made here for you. Sorry for that, guys. Mummy duties. So yeah, I definitely think that pile 1, you need to look into this as a possible career option, a possible stream of income, because it's saying here that it could work. It's screaming that. Yeah, so I'll just leave it right there. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 2. For those of you who selected the rust agate slice, this is your reading. Right, so we're going to be using the Ramses Tarot. So we're going to pull 3 cards. The first card is your energy, right? The second card is how you feel you communicate. And the third card is how others see you as a communicator. Okay. Universe has one option. Ooh, flyer. Wow, so we have the Tower. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, too many. Let's try that again. There we go. Queen of Pentacles. So let's see. So you have the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Pentacles. Right, so what I am getting from this is, off the bat, the way you communicate evokes change in people. It's with the Tower card, that is all about knocking down old structures and building new ones. I mean, your words evoke change. And it's actually like, it's divine. It's almost like the divine speaks through you. So you will come into contact with people who need to go through, start the journey of their spiritual journey or the journey of major transformation in their lives. And I won't be surprised if people just happen to come up to you and tell you their problems, and you tell it like it is. You're brutally honest to the point where it may appear hurtful to them at first, but down the line, they'll realize that it was actually great advice. Because the Queen of Pentacles in this deck, she's like a very authentic, warm, and natural soul. A loving soul. Right? Very generous and abundant. Yeah, we have the orange here. That's all about creation. So she and grounded. So she's not only grounded, and there's a purity in your advice, in what you have to say, but again, you just create change. And it's not always taken very well. It's one of those things where people are not going to be happy initially, but weeks, maybe months down the line, once the change is happening, once they're going through the process of transformation, then they'll say, oh, you know what, you were right. You came from a place of love. You cared. Your honesty was harsh, and I was quite hurt, but I know you mean well. I know you did it. You gave me that advice so that I will be a better person, or I would excel. You also, the way you feel about the way you communicate is like, you feel that you need balance, but sometimes you feel like you're not confident with your advice. You feel that sometimes it's great, sometimes you're patting yourself on your back, but other times you feel like quite lousy. You feel that the advice that you gave was quite shitty, and you weren't able to express yourself the way that you wanted to express yourself, or get the point across. You probably even look back and think, well, I might have been pretty harsh. But I'm getting from this, don't knock yourself, because that's how it's meant to be. You're meant to do that. You're meant to really change people's perspectives in a very harsh way. Yeah, but it's like destined. This is actually, your communication style is how you're meant to communicate, because it evokes and it creates change, and it's coming from a pure place. I mean, look how he has, it's very regal, like Egyptian royalty usually have their arms crossed like that when they're being buried, or when they're buried in their tomb. It's usually crossed. So I'm getting from that, it's like divine love, but you also, I'm feeling like you're sensitive, and you try to protect your heart. You're protecting, you feel, I mean, this is not for everyone, but it's almost like some of you put on a very cold exterior, put on, like, act as if you're very cold and harsh to protect your heart. It's like the way that you communicate, you want to play that role, when in fact you're not really like that. You're quite soft. You're quite gentle. And soft, not in a bad way. Gentle and nurturing. And you don't have to do that. Because even if you express yourself in a way where it's more gentle and fluffy, etc., and you don't like charge in, you just beat around the bush, it's still going to evoke change. It's still going to crash down the towers. It's still going to cause those who need to transform to transform, and they're not going to like what they hear. And an example of that would be if you have a friend who is spending a lot of money, spending more than their means, and you approach them and you say, you know, you explain to them that, look, you know, it's not the best time to be spending money on things that you don't need. So why don't you, you know, with your salary, maybe spend 20% of it on, you know, save 80% of your salary. You can use 20, but I would suggest using it on things that you need. This is not the time for buying extravagant things. And they take that the wrong way, when in fact they should, because they might be losing their job, crash, and then they should have listened to you. Or it's the same thing with health. If you're telling someone, oh, you know, you're putting on a bit of weight, maybe we should go jogging together. I'm going to be working out. Do you want to join me? And of course they take offense to it. And then down the line, there's some type of issue, some type of problems. And then they come to you and say, oh, you know what, you were right. I have to start this regimen. So it's like that. But you're incredibly giving, incredibly abundant. And you have a lot of experience. You've gone through a lot. So you have the experience and the knowledge. Now let's look at the Queen of the Moon Oracle cards here. See what they have to say. Okay, one card, please. Thank you. Release. Yeah, it's tying in with these two cards here, the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. You help those to release, to transform, where we have the butterflies here. To release what doesn't serve them. To release and to release old order, to release old perspectives, and to create new ones, to see things from a different perspective, to connect with the divine, to connect with their higher self. It's just really great, because all of this white mist, I always look at this as like the spirit, higher self, the divine. We have the cosmos. So you help people to connect with that side of themselves, which is quite beautiful. And again, because you're meant to do that, you're working alongside with the divine. I would say you're a channel for the divine. Look at the red. I mean, the red here is gorgeous, grounding. Orange, red. So you create change, you evoke change, you free those from the weeds, dried up weeds and thorns, and they're free to be who they're meant to be. And these are through your words with the blue. And turquoise, this is a mix of the heart and so you speak from the heart, the truth. It's beautiful. Okay, let's look at the spellcasting oracle. One card. Whoa, blimey. Okay, it's two that flipped over, which I'm going to take. Right, so we have here passion and happiness. Yeah, this is more for you than for the people that you help. And it's actually to enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy these gifts. Be passionate about it. find joy and happiness in this, in your the way you communicate, because you are actually helping people to transform. You're not only raising their vibration, yes, down the road, down in the long run, but you're helping them to connect with their higher self and connect with source. You see, you're helping them to transform with the butterfly, connect with their guides. It's a fantastic gift that you're giving them, for them to connect with their essence. But be passionate about what you do, because with these colors, it's all about creating change. So you should be passionate and happy about creating change for others. Yeah, your gifts, it's not a curse. The way you communicate is not a curse, it's a blessing. In more ways than you think, not only for yourself, but for others. Because in the long run, they too are happy with the outcome of their lives, and you also allow them to be passionate about maybe something that they were planning on doing, or just creating new passions for them in their lives. But this is more so for you, that you need to recognize and embrace this ability to communicate in this way. Okay, I'm going to get a card from the Divine Feathers. Ooh. So we have here the pheasant. And it says, the time is ripe for creation and connection. Focus your attention in these areas. Right. Yeah. So again, with these colors, that's all about creation. And you're meant to connect with others to help evoke change. And again, it's calling for you to continue doing what you're doing. But embrace it. Be happy with the fact that you're helping people to transform. And like in pile one, even it doesn't exactly scream it with the pheasant card, but you can actually start a business doing this. And again, in whatever arena you choose, you can do it, because you have the Queen of Pentacles here. And that's the businesswoman. So again, business is not only one area where it's like economics or selling a product. It also can be in spirituality or anything that you want. You find the niche. You find where you can use your gifts to fit in and actually make money from it. But the time is ripe. This is actually a blessing. Alright, so that's all I have for you. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. For those of you who selected the gray agate slice, this is your reading. So we're going to start the reading off with the Ramses Tarot. So I'm going to shuffle it, and we're going to draw 3 cards. One is your communication energy, the energy that you're in. The second card is your how you feel you communicate, and the third is how others see you as a communicator. Okay, so the first card we have, this is your energy as a communicator, the High Priestess. Second card, the Fool. the Three of Pentacles. That's your third card. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Okay, so what we have here is, first off, you are in the energy of the High Priestess, which is a person that is completely connected with their intuition, with higher source knowledge and wisdom. Again, another group where they're a channel for the divine. This is quite interesting. Now, your communication style is very unique. You have all this knowledge and wisdom, but you only speak, it's almost like you speak when spoken to. You're not there blurting out all this knowledge and just going up to people and telling them what they need to hear, what they're meant to do. You actually wait to be approached, and even so, they may approach you and might drop hints like people, but you wait for them to ask you a question and you will give them that knowledge. And the knowledge is the truth. It's really what they're meant to do. And the way that you explain it, even a child will be able to understand. You love to observe people. This is interesting. So this is the power where you have the strong silent type, but they're full of information, full of knowledge. Once someone who approaches you with a question asks you for advice and help, the floodgates open. You offer them advice freely. You're open to really sharing a lot. Like, you go pretty deep. You don't have any restrictions with what you say. It's almost like while you're speaking to them, you're channeling. So whatever is said, right? And you're actually okay with it. And you actually like the fact, you like your position. You like the fact that you hold all this knowledge and you have that connection with the divine. And you're there to help guide others. You actually enjoy it. And it's quite abundant as well. It's abundant information. You want everyone to be in their highest power. You want everyone to benefit from your wisdom, because this is all about working together and growth. The information that you give once you are prompted, once you are asked, is endless. You build structures. Your wisdom and the way you communicate, it brings people into balance. It allows people to be grounded. It's a structured view. They're able to ascend, to excel. What you do though, which is quite interesting, is you do allow them to work for it, right? You do allow people to work for it. So, for instance, if you give advice on something, if someone comes to you asking for advice and you give them the advice, you allow them to do it, to put in the work. You don't like baby them. You don't give them advice every step of the way, because that's not how it works with you. If you have another question, ask another question. You are the gatekeeper of the veil, right? Behind the veil, excuse me. So you are half in, half out. You're half in the spiritual realm, half in our reality. So you're constantly tapped in. You can go back and forth if you want. And he's holding two eggs here. So again, that's balance. That's also nurturing and growth and rebirth. You're constantly in communication with the higher realms. You're like really there. And your advice it's so tremendous. It's powerful. It baffles people. It's really profound. You bring joy and light to situations. People praise you. It's like people, it's almost worship your every word. And you're not, you're humble, but you're almost like indifferent. Let's just put it like that. They can't read you. You're extremely mysterious, because you do give the advice. It works. They're doing well. They're growing, excelling, and you don't express like joy in the way that most people do. You're again being the strong silent type. They can't even tell if you're angry, sad. They can't. It's just, look at the high priestess's face. It's just expressionless. That's really interesting. Hi guys, sorry about that. I had to change cameras. So yeah. So you are, yeah, so people almost worship you, and you are just indifferent, or you appear indifferent. Maybe inside you're joyous and happy for them, but you are appreciated. Your wisdom is appreciated, and the way that you communicate is appreciated. Excuse me. And they see you as abundant. They see you, sorry. You're seen as someone that brings sound advice, and it allows those to excel. Now let's look at the Queen of the Moon Oracle. We're going to pull one card from that. There you go. You got two. You have discernment and trust. Yeah, discernment and trust. Yeah, there's a theme of eggs here. So again, you allow people to, it's like a rebirthing process. And there's also a dome shape here that looks like another egg. So yes, you do help those to transform. Not as powerful as Pile 2. However, there is a process of rebirth, growth, and abundance. You're the mother duck here. And you allow your ducklings to go and flourish and do what they need to do. You allow them to experience life, experience things that they can apply in the future once they grow. And that's what you do here. You treat, it's almost like you're a parent for people, which is weird. And this, again, it doesn't matter what age, you know, the way you communicate, it's extremely transformative for many. You allow those to use discernment. Those who have clouded judgment, cannot see a situation. You allow them to see the situation, and you give them the guidance, and they are the ones that get themselves out of this situation. It's a really clever way. Again, this is a divine gift. It comes from the heart. You allow them to connect with their heart center and to use their intuition as well. It's healing what you do. Alright, let's get a card from the spellcaster or spellcasting oracle. I mean, you see the moons, but we have the high priestess, so we know that intuition is at a high level here. Okay, high level. Okay, there's one it's two. I mean, this is ridiculous now. This is absolutely ridiculous. Two cards, but what do we have? Psychic abilities. I'm getting goosebumps, actually. It's ridiculous confirmation here. Confirmation, and new beginnings. I mean, the eggs, rebirth, new beginnings. So you allow people, you help people in transforming and being able to help themselves come out of certain situations and start afresh, go on the path of abundance and growth. You allow them to use discernment, for them to tap into their intuition, use their third eye to be able to see situations before it happens. You're teaching them that. And of course, I mean, this is further confirmation on your abilities. It is your high level, I mean, you're a channel for the divine. I mean, seriously. Wow. Okay, let's get some advice from the divine feather. One, you have the wren here, and it says, to show, the brown, it's all about grounding, the green heart from the heart, unconditional love. But it says here, be bold and confident, use all of your resources to create your dreams. And that's exactly what you do for people. You use your gifts when asked, by the way, to guide them to their dreams, to their highest potential. And the thing is, what's very important for this pile is, if you were to just be telling people what to do willy-nilly, giving all this advice, you'll be burnt out. You would be burnt out. So that is why it is important for you to hold on to knowledge, and when asked, you give the advice, you give the information. So it's very important, and also it's important for you to remain grounded. I don't even have to say to be confident in your abilities, because you already know it. But you do help others to see their full potential and to achieve their highest potential. This is beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to end this here. Thank you for tuning in to this video. Have a blessed day. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.